Jeff Hardy was never widely considered to be WWE Championship material. His talent and connection with the fans was unlike anybody else. He had a unique way of doing things and in addition, did things that others never dared to attempt. Fans certainly believed he was championship material, but Hardy's issues outside the ring prevented that from becoming a reality. Those in the back did not believe he could be champion because the work inside the ring is only half the work. In March of 2008, Hardy violated the wellness policy amidst the biggest push of his career. A push that would have saw him capture the Money in the Bank briefcase and cash in on Randy Orton to become WWE champion. Instead, it went to CM Punk, who didn't really have much momentum before the event. As a matter of fact, the only person that had some semblance of hype was Chris Jericho, and it wasn't even that much. Throughout the summer and the end of the year, Hardy's hype only increased, and it got to the point where it was impossible to ignore. This man had the entire crowd by his side, and it's been said, but 2008 was Kobe and Jeff Hardy's year. Hell, even 2009 as well. The WWE was placed at a point where they had to give in to the hype while it lasted. They didn't really want to because of his past, because being WWE champion was more than showing up to events, and they didn't trust Hardy, especially after that incident that had occurred 8 months ago. He had many detractors in the back, but the two main supporters of Hardy at the time were Michael Hayes, who of course, if you know about the Hardys' story, and of course, Freddie Prinze Jr. Here's what he had to say about what management thought about Jeff Hardy back in December of 2008. I remember specifically Kevin Dunn did not want Jeff to be champion, Freddie said. He kind of shrugged his shoulders and said, "You gotta be kidding me with this." Vince didn't say anything. He regards the opinion. He hears some other agents speak up and they say good things. I remember Arn Anderson said good things, and Pritchard hasn't said anything yet. And then Hunter speaks up and goes, "Are we seriously going to untrust this guy? That was like a sniper bullet taking you out at the leg. An honest bullet, but a bullet, just the same." I was nervous that someone might say it because they would be right. But I believe the story we were telling, or we were trying to tell, was worth the risk. I genuinely did. I thought we were telling an honest, interesting wrestling story, and I don't think that's the easiest thing in the world to do. I don't think you could just stick it on anyone. I think it has to fit the talent, and this story fits. So I've been preparing the whole time, and Hayes was going to let me take any more bullets for sure because he brought these guys in. He fought for the Hardys more times than anyone in the company. He knew the foundation we were standing on better than anyone. I knew that's why I put it on me because I was smelling good to the boss at the time, Freddie said. He then recalled what happened after the meeting. All of a sudden, the door swings open and only Hunter comes out. He doesn't even look at me. He walks by. So this now means two things. One, this dude doesn't like me anymore and is probably going to work against me now, which is what happened. And two, Jeff is going to be the World Heavyweight Champion, which is the whole point of this in the first place. So I'm willing to take these bullets and I'm willing to get this story through so he can be the champion. I watched the match from like the back, like a side entrance. Hunter's not involved in the finish because he did not believe in the idea, and I respect it. We got that storyline through. Damn, that's crazy. He didn't really have much to lay on, you know? Jeff Hardy didn't have much support in the back, and even if he did have support, it was very silent. And Freddie Prinze Jr., Michael Hayes being the two guys to save it is actually kind of cool. It's cool that they actually saved it because we got a great moment out of it. Later that week on SmackDown, the championship celebration was on, and to say it was magnificent would be an understatement. I'll never forget watching it when it aired. Our guy was finally champion, and at times it felt like it was never happening. He said that he heard the fans screaming for a decade now and apologized for it taking so long. Hardy told the fans to go a little crazy, and at this point they didn't need to do a piped-in crowd sound. The fans were all in. They wanted Jeff Hardy. They cheered him. They went crazy for him. Edge, though, wasn't a fan. He stormed down to the ring with anger and said that nothing's changed. Edge said that one good day out of 365 does not make a champion. It takes a lifetime of dedication, and it's not about fate, destiny, it's about sacrifice. Hardy started calling him a liar before Edge straight up said he didn't attack him at Survivor Series. Why? Because he's better than him. He always outperformed him. And then the Rated R Superstar revealed that Hardy's facing Vladimir Kozlov and said that no matter what, he will always be the screw-up. Hardy responded by dropping him with a twist of fate. Okay. I love that segment. You know, like Hardy comes out the celebration. It's hype. It's great. You want to see this guy win it. And you're actually seeing him celebrate this title victory that many thought wasn't going to happen. Because at the time, there was a belief that maybe, just maybe, it wasn't going to happen because they were scared. They were scared. They were worried. But now he's champion. As for his match with Kozlov, it was tough because he was undefeated. It meant the match was thrown out the window because Jeff Hardy can't lose in his first match after Edge interfered. He's delivering shots when a furious Triple H popped up on the screen. He drops Edge with a pedigree before going after Kozlov, and in the ring Hardy hits the swanton as Triple H stares into the coveted gold. Okay. On Edge and Vicky, he told him that he won't be denied. Big Show drowns in the screams of Jeff Hardy, and it was one of those Hardy promos where he's talking about something that's different. You know, like, you guys know exactly what kind of Jeff Hardy promo I'm talking about. Edge and Vicky Guerrero called upon the Big Show as a favor, and she was so desperate at this point that she told him that if you win, you'll get a title shot for this favor. Similar to the Kozlov match, Hardy was worn out bad. Big Show's doing a number on him, and he could have ended the match at any time, but that was his mistake. It allowed for Jeff Hardy to find an opening to counter the chokeslam and steal it by countout. Edge was about to make a joke out of it, but since Vicky saw the Hardys together, she ended up booking him to team up with a Big Show. He was having issues with Triple H leaking images of his wife as well, and Big Show was fawning over these images. Bro literally said with zero shame, "I saw those pictures, not bad." The Rated R superstar was desperate for respect at this point. It was a very terrible situation, and he started talking about how everyone blames him for stuff. Even when he got together with Vicky, they thought he was taking advantage of her, and if you follow the plot, he definitely did. Edge's heel run, it was a movie. Simple as that. They blamed him for taking out Jeff Hardy the night of the Survivor Series, but when this run of Jeff Hardy ends, then they could finally blame him for something. As expected, Edge's drama with the Big Show caused him to walk on him, and Team Extreme took advantage to win it. It wasn't a good start to 2009 for Edge, but unfortunately though, this was as good as Jeff Hardy's run was gonna get. It was fun and cool seeing this guy become #1, the top guy in the business, celebrating as champion, but things took a turn. On the January 9, 2009 episode of SmackDown, JR revealed that Jeff Hardy was in a hit-and-run accident. He assured everyone that Hardy will be at the Royal Rumble, though, to defend his title against Edge. When asked about this, Edge said that it's unfortunate and said that things like this happen. Despite their issues, he was going to keep Jeff and his girlfriend in his prayers. Later that night, they showed footage from a potato of the incident, and they finally interviewed Hardy. He spoke about the incident in detail, about how a car pushed him to the side. Then he assured everyone that it will be at SmackDown the following week. His appearance, though, was on the cutting edge. The Rated R superstar told everyone that it's been hard not to be distracted by things, but his main focus is the WWE Championship. Problem is, he has to deal with issues such as his wife's photos getting leaked. But despite all this, despite his issues with Jeff Hardy, he expressed worry over his situation. However, he refused to have his moment taken away from him, and he promised everyone that he will prove Hardy's title reign was an accident at the Royal Rumble. And he introduced him. Hardy came out all hyped, but then the Pyro blew up on him and he collapsed, and man, this was one of the weirdest things I've ever watched. I don't remember what I thought about it, but watching it again, it was bizarre. It was odd. Edge looked on and worried over this incident, and it looked crazy, you know. They actually try to make you believe that it actually happened, which if you're young like me, you're obviously going to believe it because, well, you think it's real. Of course, we all know what actually happened. It was part of the storyline, but when you're a kid, you think of different stuff. Despite his issues, Jeff Hardy was going to compete at the Rumble. Edge said that this was the biggest mistake for him. Why? Because he's losing the title. He didn't want to hear any excuses, saying a true champion overcomes all obstacles and doesn't complain. Good one. Edge went on to deny his involvement in any of those Hardy situations, and this is when Matt makes a run-in and attacks like he actually cares. Vicky was angry at him, and for the Rated R superstar, this was odd, because she basically believed he was involved with Hardy's misfortunes. So she booked him in a no DQ match against Matt Hardy. Jeff Hardy, meanwhile, believed Edge was responsible for everything. JR revealed somebody tampered with the Pyro before Hardy made mention of how somebody was sabotaging him and ruining his dream. He accused Edge of everything and told him that he's going to fail to take him out. Edge's lack of success and his intention to make him fail brings him to a disadvantage. Hardy made mention of the nothing to fear but fear itself quote and asked if Edge was the same. I don't know why this reminds me of a WWE game storyline, but Jack Swagger and Mark Henry helped Edge win the no DQ match. He went through hell but had help by his side, and it was revealed or it was teased that Vicky Guerrero possibly brought Swagger and Henry to help the challenger. So that's the build. Jeff Hardy wasn't looking too good. He had a lot of issues recently. He was involved in a hit-and-run accident. Well, surely he was going to turn up for this one, right? Vicky Guerrero made the match no disqualification, and the coldest take of the day is this, but I'm going to say, this match was good. They have some nice singles matches, but whenever it's no DQ and a ladder's involved, it's even better. It's not like out of this world or anything like that, but I thought it was simply good. It's like they go back to their roots in these types of matches. Hardy had the deck stacked against him in many ways, but he managed to hit that swanton. Vicky, though, breaks the fall, and Matt Hardy makes the save. He wants to do the concerto on Edge, and from out of nowhere, boom! He blasts Hardy with a chair, and Edge wins the title. He had this depressing face that got me down, like, bro, please just move your face or something. Every time Matt Hardy would come out from here on, he'd come out with this emotionless face, like his face was frozen. It's frozen, it's stuck in place. I don't even want to talk about that, that's not the point. But Edge was a new champion. It was very underwhelming for Hardy to lose the title the way he did, and add to that, the original plan was for Christian to be revealed as Hardy's attacker. The plans got leaked, and since you can't have a good thing, it changed. Matt Hardy was the one that turned heel. I think Jeff Hardy versus Christian at WrestleMania would have been much better and interesting because the Hardy storyline was missing something to it. TNA did a better job at it. As for his championship run, it felt like that kid who's begging to play a game. His brother's like, fine, quickly, and he doesn't let him play for long. That's literally this run. I guess they were scared that Hardy would do something. One title defense, and it was the match he lost. Everything that was cool about this run was in 2008. 2009, that's a different story. The most memorable thing is his title celebration. That's when the run peaked, and it's similar to the Daniel Bryan run in 2014, except he actually had successful title defenses. It's out of Hardy's hands because even if he never had a problem later on, they still were going to end this run after a month because They didn't trust him, and of course they were looking to bring in Christian to cost him the title. And it's a bit unfortunate because Jeff Hardy as WWE Champion sounds cool. It would be just that, and we never got to see it properly because every single one of his title reigns did not last long in WWE. So yeah. Alright, what did you guys think of Jeff Hardy's run? Please comment down below, and that's for his video. Make sure you hit the twist of fate on the like button and perhaps the swanton bomb on the subscribe button. Peace. I'm out.